This is how, with a super fast metabolism and hooping multiple times a week, I went from this to this in 3 months. I've realized that sometimes it's better to just be patient and prepare and not force out content if stuff isn't going your way. But yeah, that's why I want to come back with this video showing you guys all the hard work that I've been putting in over these past 3 months. As you guys can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be showing and telling you guys exactly what I did as a skinny hooper with a super fast metabolism to put on over 10 pounds of muscle in just 3 months. Different body types, different people, everybody trains for different reasons. So I hope I can help some of you guys out there, but pretty much I'm just going to be giving you guys 3 main things that I prioritized that allowed me to make this progress. Now I know you guys are excited for me to tell you guys the 3 things that are really going to help you to put on that muscle, but first I just want to give you guys a little bit of backstory, a little bit of background on how I even got into weightlifting. Ever since a young age, I was always one of the skinniest kids among my peers. I realized that I had a super fast metabolism. My mom has a fast metabolism, my dad has a fast metabolism. Specifically, my dad's side has a super fast metabolism, so all the Woodruff kids were blessed with fast metabolism, which I will say, just as a preface, like, fast metabolism is a blessing. You know, you get to eat whatever you want and not put on weight, but it is also a curse. And my super skinny supporters out there know how I feel. As a kid, I always used to get the comments, you know, people would put their hands around my wrists or say I had stick legs, etc., etc. But I'm not gonna say that it didn't bother me. It's not like it hurt me down to my very core, but I definitely heard the comments, because even with all that, I was always super athletic. I always loved basketball. I was always good at sports. With all that being said, I definitely always felt like I fell on the shorter side and the skinnier side of all my peers. Now the height kind of just changed with puberty. I'm not gonna say I'm tall by any means, but I was like 5'2" freshman year. Luckily, I grew to like an average 5'10". But you know, you can't really do anything about height. That's purely genetics. But around sophomore year of high school, I kind of realized that I could actually do something about being skinny. You know, my brother was really into working out. I had some friends, some family friends that, you know, were really into working out, and you know, they kind of, you know, introduced me and, you know, pushed me along a little bit. And so eventually they persuaded me into getting a gym membership, I believe my sophomore year summer leading into junior year. And I used to go to the gym in the summer, I think at least 5 times a week. I remember I would go to the gym with my friends at like 7 in the morning back then. I don't know how I got up that early to go to the gym, because I go nowhere near that time now. But yeah, I started to build myself kind of a base. Like I said, I was super skinny, but you know, I never went in with the idea of like ego lifting or anything. And you know, eventually with consistency and after, you know, a summer, I built a decent base and knowledge of weightlifting just from information from my friends, the internet, etc. Now during the school year, I always used to make excuses that I was super busy with sports and stuff, so I stopped lifting weights. But pretty much every single summer leading up to college, I got a gym membership, and I was going inconsistently about like 3 to 4 times a week, I would say. There's times where I was very, very consistent, and there's times where I was very inconsistent. For the most part, I was pretty inconsistent, but I do remember a stint of like a month or 2 that I pretty consistently was feeling good about it. And I'll throw a picture up here somewhere, but I had a picture, a mirror selfie or progress pic that you know, I was pretty proud of at the time, and that was like about junior year of high school. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit of background, saying that like I did have a decent understanding and background in weightlifting, and that is kind of why I've been able to really make the progress that I have in the past 3 months. So yeah, I would say that, you know, I never was like crazy big. I never went to the gym and like saw crazy progress throughout like my first 4 years of lifting. I swear to God, I was stuck at 140 pounds from like junior year all the way until 3 months ago. You know, I made a gain 5 pounds in that time period. So yeah, I mean, even though I was hitting the gym and like, you know, I felt like I looked decently muscular or like toned at least, I wouldn't say by any means that I had made the progress that I wanted to. Really, with the inconsistency and everything, I had just never fully committed myself and, you know, been like, you know what, this is something that I want to change. However, I consciously made a decision around, I think it was like the beginning of December of 2020, and I was just like I'm trying to put on some muscle. I want to be the best athlete that I can be, you know. I was sick of getting pushed around. All the video stuff was popping off, and like I definitely feel confident in my game, but there's just still so many times that I knew that I was playing basketball, and even though I had a better game or like a better handle, etc., I knew that if I was playing someone who was just physically so much bigger than me, which most people were, that they could use that and, you know, kind of take advantage a little bit. So I was sick of that. I said, you know what, I'm gonna put on some weight and I'm gonna move towards being the best version of myself and the best athlete that I can possibly be. So December, consciously made the decision, you know, started hitting the gym 6 times a week, and I haven't stopped since. So that leads into the 3 major things that I emphasized in order to make this change. So the first thing that I'm gonna emphasize is that if you wanna put on muscle like I have, you need to be going to the gym consistently 6 times a week, training your ass off and having a consistent good workout split. So what that means is, if you guys don't know what a workout split is, it just means like what you're working out every single day. What I personally use is push-pull legs, which if you guys don't know, I'll be throwing up what I use on the screen. It's literally like a workout plan that my buddy made in like high school, and I still use it to this day. It works perfectly, but I've obviously changed and implemented certain things that I've learned off the internet into my workouts. I know people who do push-pull legs half the week, and then they do it with an Arnold split the other half of the week, which just means you do chest and back, and then shoulders, arms, and then legs. So I mean, it's really up to you. At the end of the day, there's definitely benefits to different workout splits, but I would say, in my opinion, push-pull legs is one of the best, just because you're working out multiple muscle groups per week, multiple times per week. You know, you're not just training one muscle per day. So you're giving it the day or 2 rest that the muscle needs, but you're training it at least twice a week. And there's not just one specific one that works better than all the others, but I just personally like push-pull legs. And do not skip leg day. Let me just say that right now. I used to skip leg day all the time. Hitting leg day increases your testosterone, and it makes sure that, you know, your body looks proportional. And especially if you're an athlete, you know, a basketball player, just weight training alone isn't going to get you like a massive vertical or anything, but building your legs and strengthening your legs is always beneficial. If you really struggle with being consistent and going to the gym like I used to, I would just say make it a habit, embrace it, and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, going to the gym doesn't make you a specific kind of person. All it does is it's you working to better yourself. It is honestly the #1 habit that I think I've ever implemented into my life. I'm gonna say, when you're in the gym, do not ego lift, okay? I know that it's really hard to go in, and, you know, if you're working out with a friend or whatever and he's putting up a huge amount of weight, and, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I'm super strong, you know, I can do this, you know, that I get that, you know, social pressure. I've always felt that, but you just have to realize that that is not actually what is going to build the muscle the best. You know, like, you are not exhausting your muscle by doing 2 reps of some stupid heavy weight that is way too heavy for you. I promise you, the most results you're going to see is by fully pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can, but with weight that you can handle in a good rep range. You're getting a mind-muscle connection. If you guys don't know what that is, it's super important, but it's literally just like being able to feel the muscle contract and feel it burn. You know what I mean? If you're doing an exercise and you're not feeling the muscle that you're supposed to be working, then you might not be doing it right. My tips for this is literally just make sure that you're going slow, you know, on a negative per se. Like, say you're doing like bench press, for instance, like, don't be like bumping it off your chest, right? Just slow and controlled, and make sure that every single rep, you know, you're really feeling it. Make sure that you're feeling it in your chest when you go up and you're extending, you know, slow on the way down, slow on the way up. You know, it's not a race, and the slower you go, the more mind-muscle connection you're probably gonna have. And then another thing is, this is just what I specifically do, but every single exercise that I do, for the most part, I incorporate drop sets. Now, you can do a progressive overload, which is just like the reverse. What that means is, like, you start with a lightweight and then you work your way up to a heavyweight. I do that too. I warm up, obviously, every single like set, but for me, like, what I've found gives me the best mind-muscle connection and also, you know, really exhausts the muscle is doing drop sets. So for instance, like, I'll just use like bench press again, for example. Right now, at least, I'll put like 45 plates on, you know, and I'll do like 3 sets of like 8, and then I'll take that weight off and I'll put 35 on each side, and then I'll do another 8, and then I'll take the 10 off, so that's just 25 on each side. Every single thing, if you're like really trying to exhaust the muscle, in my opinion, what's worked best for me is just being like, all right, I'm gonna lower the weight. I'm gonna push out more reps. I'm making sure that I'm exhausting the muscle and I'm feeling the contraction every single time. That is really gonna help you put on muscle, and that is, in my opinion, the best way to train, and that's what's worked for me. But like I said, so many other places to look for research on how to build muscle, but that's just what's worked for me. So the second tip, I would say this one is debatably the most important, is having a good diet. For the first 4 years that I was working out, did not have a good diet. And I would say, debatably, that is the main reason why I have made so much progress these past 3 months. I never was specifically trying to get a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of calories, you know, I never was watching all the sugar that I ate, and I would eat terrible stuff, not like my parents always made good home cooked meals, but when I was by myself, I would constantly, you know, be going to the snack drawer, you know, eating crappy Doritos, whatever I could, you know, whatever I thought tasted good, right? Because at the end of the day, I knew I had a fast metabolism, and I was like, it's not like I'm gonna put on weight, right? So yeah, I would say the number one thing that has helped me put on so much weight in such a short period of time is me finally fixing my diet. And I wouldn't say, you know, it's the easiest thing to do. I would say it's obviously the hardest thing to do. I definitely don't love some of the stuff that, you know, I have to eat every single day, but it's about being disciplined. And at the end of the day, I really don't think it's as hard as I made it out to be in my head before I started doing it. So first of all, I would just say, for me at least, my goal is to put on weight. So I just looked up a calorie maintenance calculator online, and I was like, all right, I need to be in a calorie surplus. That literally just means that you eat more calories than you burn in a day, so that, you know, you have the extra calories to put on the muscle. So I just looked it up, you know, with an online calculator, and I'm not perfect about counting calories, but I know in my head about how many calories I eat per day, because I just eat the same thing every single day. Which I know you guys are probably like, oh, it's boring, but like, I've learned to cook for myself. I've learned to make things tasty but still healthy, and I'll just share with you guys, you know, what I make on a daily basis to get the protein and the calories that I need. You want to be eating about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. So for instance, now I'm 155 pounds. I should be eating at least 155 grams of protein per day. But yeah, like I said, I'm a college kid. I live in an off-campus apartment. This is the first time that I've ever cooked for myself. And I don't really know how to make a whole lot, especially when I first came in. I literally didn't know how to make anything other than like a grilled cheese. But I learned how to make eggs. I make the same scrambled eggs every single morning. I put tomatoes, pepperoni in it, feta cheese, shredded cheese, put an avocado on the side with some fruit, and I eat that every single morning. And honestly, I really don't get sick of it. For lunch, I usually try to do like some oatmeal or something smaller with, you know, bananas, peanut butter, whatever I have in the house. That usually is like another 20-30 grams. And then for dinner, every single time I work out, I usually work out around midday, I make a protein shake right after, and I've been super consistent with this. And I put almond milk, protein powder, which I'll show you guys the protein powder that I use, and then just this past week I started taking creatine. So that's literally all I put in the shake, and I think it comes out to like, I sometimes put peanut butter in it, whatever, comes out to about 60-70 grams of protein per day. And then on top of that, I usually make a dinner that's like protein pasta or a sandwich or something that hopefully has some protein in it, you know? But my point is that by eating the same thing every single day, for the most part, I know roughly how much protein I'm getting in, and it's a lot easier in my opinion, because I just don't like, you know, counting so much. So I'm like, all right, I figured out what I eat every single day. I put that in, and I'm like, all right, that's about this many calories, this much protein, and then now I know I'm pretty much meeting that goal every single day to put on the muscle. Literally the only supplements that I take are protein powder, and like I said, this past week I've started taking creatine. I would say literally all you need, guys, is a good protein powder. You don't even need protein powder, you know, you can just eat, you know, chicken, lean meat, all that. In my opinion, protein powder is just, you know, a convenience thing. It just helps me get the amount of protein I need every single day, and it's super easy, just, you know, to throw it in a blender or something. But you don't even need that. But my point is in my opinion, the two most helpful supplements is a good protein powder, and then I personally found, after doing my own research, that it seemed like creatine would be, you know, very helpful and beneficial to what I was going for. All I'm gonna say for the creatine thing is do your own research. A lot of people have misconceptions about creatine, you know, they think it's bad, whatever. There have been certain types of creatine, I guess, that haven't worked specifically the way they were supposed to, but after doing research, my own research, there's been multiple studies done and research done on the monohydrate form of creatine, and it's perfectly safe if you take it, you know, in the correct dosage. Creatine is actually naturally already in our body, so taking creatine monohydrate as a supplement is literally just maximizing your creatine intake. So that literally what that means is, like, it just helps with water retention, a few other things. And if that sounds like something that would be good for you, then, you know, like I said, do your own research. But I'm not going to tell you to take it. I don't think it's necessary by any means, but, you know, it has helped me. In my opinion, I've felt exactly the same, if not better, since taking it. Moving on to number 3, for the top 3 things that I prioritize to put on 10 pounds of muscle in 3 months, is learn as much as you possibly can. But what I mean by this is, like, for me at least, I do not build a habit and get passionate about certain things unless I am consciously wanting and trying to learn about something on the internet, on YouTube, etc. In my opinion, people who haven't gotten into the gym or are scared to get into the gym, the top thing that prohibits them from doing so is knowledge, because, you know, they get in the gym and if you don't know what to do, then it's kind of scary, because, you know, you're seeing a bunch of other people working out that look like they know what to do, and you don't want to make a fool of yourself. So all I'm going to say for that is, if you are passionate and you want to, you know, make a change, do your own research, because there are literally so many people out on the internet that, like, post amazing fitness content that are going to teach you how to properly work out and diet, etc. So all I'm going to say is, yeah, you know, start watching gym videos on TikTok, you know, look them up, whatever, so they pop up on your For You page. I watch a ton of YouTube now on the gym. It just helps in your mind when you're consciously passionate about something and, like, you're learning something about it every single day, so that the next workout you're incorporating something new, or you're just trying something, tweaking something a little bit different just to try to get better and better and better. That's just my opinion. You don't have to do that, but that is what worked best for me, so I put it on the list, and that is the final thing, in my opinion, that get the progress that you want. When I was starting way back in December, I believe I started at 145-ish, and 3 months later, March, I believe I am sitting at 155 to like 157-ish. I did put on about 10 to 12 pounds of muscle in these past 3 months, and I could not be happier with myself. I'm super proud of, you know, all the hard work I've been putting in, and it's super rewarding to, you know, see the progress myself and just feel more confident in myself every single day. Yeah, I know you guys know me for basketball. I know this isn't a basketball video. It's not like I'm gonna turn into some fitness influencer just because, you know, I've started hitting the gym, but who knows, maybe once COVID's over, like, I can throw a gym video in here or there just to, you know, diversify the content. But trust me, guys, I've been hooping like 5 times a week. All I'm gonna say is my progress with basketball is almost pretty similar to my progress in the gym. Like, I'm genuinely feeling like I'm getting better every single day, and I've just been working hard, keeping the camera off, and, you know, just grinding, so that hopefully this summer, when, you know, stuff lets up, that I can give you guys the best possible content. So I'm ready to keep going, you know, keep pushing, and make more awesome content for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you could subscribe, that would be awesome. I was kind of hoping just to, you know, inspire some of you maybe to make a change. Just inform you guys a little bit, you know, just help some of you guys, because, you know, you guys always support me and show me love, and a lot of you were, you know, commenting on my Instagram stories like, yo, how did you do this? So, you know, I was like, you know what, I'll put together, you know, a nice little YouTube video explaining kind of everything that I learned to help all you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Does it add up when you do the bad stuff? Time keeps moving past us. If they gon' shoot, then I pray they end up shooting past.